Oh boy, here we go again. Yep. It is Monday morning, Monday noon somewhere.
We'll need that caffeine
It's
boost,
even
buddy.
Monday afternoon in Europe. It says Monday. Let me tell you something. I'm doing it. But I'm not feeling it as much as these Iranian protesters that are being shot and murdered in the street. And like you said in the green room, where's Greta? Where are the protesters? They traded their Palestinian flags in for what kind of flag, David? And now they haven't traded their flags in to save Iran, save Iranians. You know, when communist governments get a hold of democratist organizations, it seems that everything that should be upside down isn't. And I just don't, for the life of me, understand the left-wing media in the United States or anywhere in the world any longer. They're literally murdering people in the street, David. Literally. They're shooting and killing them, disappearing them, yet the media remains utterly silent. They're talking about Powell and Trump and Greenland. And, they're not even talking about the white girl that got murdered that, was engaging with ICE. It's silence of the lambs in media today. But at the end of the day, David, I got to tell you, it's going to be an interesting rant, I think. Welcome, everybody, to the Rant Network, a platform with forthright, uncensored dialogue, hosted by myself, Stuart Brisgell, with David Solomon today. This and every day for the last almost 6 years. This program explores a broad spectrum of issues, from current events to political discourse, cultural trends to the evolutions of the fabric of life. Let's hang out, guys, for another 15 minutes, as we do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. David, as I struggle with the words.
Yeah.
It's Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Monday, but it's right now is it's Monday evening in Tehran and other parts of Iran. And once again, protesters out on the streets wanting freedom. Since 1979, they've been under the tyranny of the mullahs. We've talked about this many a times. Human rights thrown out the window, including gay people thrown out the window. And yet the world stays silent with Iran. But instead of criticizing Iran, it needs to cozy. Let's go back to Barack Obama's days, where he wanted this deal and was willing to do anything for a deal with Iran that would not remove power, but empower them even more with their nuclear program. And although those will say, no, that's not true, what was really done? And to make matters even worse, Iran, by the way, Stuart, holds the chair of the UN Human Rights Council Social Forum. Ha! How interesting. Giving the keys to the asylum to the inmates. That's exactly what the UN does. Iran, Saudi Arabia, Libya, all these lovely states that care so much about people are getting these roles at the United Nations, and who for the last over almost 900 days have been criticizing Israel. The lightning rod. Everything has been to pivot away from Iran to Israel. Iran has done a remarkable job arming the Middle East with terrorists, paying for terror on a global scale, threatening the United States on numerous occasions over the last number of decades. And not a single president until recently has done anything about it. Nope. Not Reagan, not Clinton. Well, Reagan was done. Well, sorry, Reagan was there. Sorry. Nothing was really done. He released the hostages right after he got, sworn into office. No, right after he got sworn into office, he got the hostages were released. And yet you see, since Reagan till Trump, almost nothing was done. Trump was the first president to go out and literally attack, alongside Israel, the Iranian nuclear sites. First time a president has actually retaliated against Iran. And all we do is shake in our boots because, oh no, what's Iran going to do? What's Iran going to do? What's Iran going to do? And so far, nothing But wait, there's more. There is an incredible movement going on in Iran. And right before they cut the internet and the electricity, you saw scores, hundreds, thousands of people in different parts of Iran protesting against the mullahs. All they're asking for is the freedom that the left in the United States has been shitting on. All they're asking for is the ability to be able to walk the streets of Iran without the threat of being beaten to death by the religious police. All they're asking for is the ability to dress as they please.
Wait a minute, David. You're telling me there's no freedom of religion in Iran?
No freedom of religion, no freedom of speech, no freedom of anything.
How about freedom of sexual orientation?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
How about freedom of political choice?
Nothing. There's no freedom unless it's dictated by the mullahs. And they use...
And the head mullah is who? The Ayatollah Khomeini?
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Khomeini. And I'll tell you something. If you wanted to crap on Donald Trump in the United States, you're allowed. It's part of democracy. But if you were to crap on the Ayatollah Khomeini, you could be beaten to death. And yet, here, Stuart, you started off with the Greta Thunberg, the flotilla. There's no flotilla going to Tehran or to Iran or to anything. There are no entertainers. Last night, the Golden Globes, did you hear any of the speeches saying, I stand with the people of Iran?
Nope.
No pins.
Nope.
No political slogans.
Nope.
There are no university protests today. Stuart, do you know there's an interesting thing? There is tied into MLK Day, we're going to teach about Palestine in schools. That is okay. This is what we want to pay attention to. But the people of Tehran, the people of the rest of Iran, we're going to ignore. The problem is we don't know how many people have been killed so far. We've heard hundreds, we've heard thousands. We can't get any media. Why not? Because Iran won't let the media in. But once again, the criticisms on Israel for not allowing media into Gaza. But Iran won't let you in the door. We're relying upon people in the streets, the human journalists, to try to convey whatever is going on there. Illegal or underground social networks, through Signal and through other channels. That's the only way we know what's going on in Iran.
Yep.
And again, Stuart, please permit me. I don't hear Keir Starmer. I don't hear Emmanuel Macron. I don't hear the Prime Minister of Spain. I don't hear the new leader in Venezuela who blames Zionists for the overthrow of Venezuela. I don't hear anybody. And it's incredible. Why are there such crickets? No Jews, no news, apparently. Muslims killing Muslims just doesn't sell like ICE going in and taking away, taking away criminals and gangs. That's going to take the news headline. A woman ramming through ICE and getting murdered, call it whatever you want. That is the most important thing in the media news. This, getting rid of illegals, is immoral, and Minneapolis and Minnesota is going to burn down, and the world is going to burn down. And that's okay, because that matters more. But the hypocrisy is incredible. The AOCs and the squad, quiet. Bernie Sanders, quiet. The Republican Party, for the most part, quiet. Stand up, people. Where's your intestinal fortitude? Is it only against Israel? Only against the Jews that matter? Or are you really showing your true colors? That you're not that you're not humane? You're racists. And yes, I'm labeling you like a lefty.
A U-Haul truck drives into protesters
in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Los Angeles. It is mind-boggling how the media just doesn't give a shit.
Nope.
Nor does little Debbie Wasserstrom, because you mentioned some other people. The left has been infiltrated by terrorist organizations and people that just hate America. And the Democratic Party no longer has its own identity. That is where lies this problem.
I'm sorry. The Republicans in this case are much better. And I'm going to crap on the Republicans. because you guys think that you're high and fucking mighty. I don't see anything. Only Trump standing in a plane says he's going to beat up on Iran. I don't see what's going on. And as of this morning, Iran says, "Oh, we're going to negotiate. Let's negotiate the nuclear deal." What now? We're going to. This is what's going to turn. This is what's going to turn the crank. Where are the Republicans? Or do you want to be the JD Vance isolationists, people? Come on, stop being hypocrites. Be leaders. Come on.
What is leading in a place where it's a dictatorship?
No, Stuart, I'm talking about the United States, where people could stand up in Congress, can stand up on the steps of Capitol Hill and scream and yell whatever they want. The media is going to give them a microphone. But where are they? Where is this? When it came down to 1,200 murdered innocent people in their beds, children, whatever, okay? Don't retaliate. Don't do this. Don't do that. Israel, don't do this. But Iran murdering its own people. We're not talking about another country. We're talking about their own people. And you're sitting there quiet, silent. Both parties are guilty of murder then. Complicity to murder.
There's nothing been in the media and the news since the summer of 25 in regards to Iran and either political party. The only thing that's being covered now is, let's be honest, the BBC, Iran warns it will retaliate if the U.S. attacks. I mean, this is what's in the media. 538 people, activists dead. You know, the death toll is by the devils in the details. From the organization that is killing them is saying how many have been killed or tortured, but we really don't know how many people have been tortured and killed, because on the dark web it goes to 10,000.
Hey, but hold on. Forget the numbers. Stuart, we're talking here about reality, right? Qatar gets up on its high horse and criticizes Israel for everything.
Qataris. Right?
You've got a whole bunch of other Arab and Muslim countries criticizing the living daylights out of Israel. Did you hear anybody criticize Iran? No.
You know, the scary thing is that those countries don't want these political Islamists in their country.
No, actually, right. But here's the crazy thing, right? If you get rid of Iran, the mullahs in Iran, and you put back the former Shah of Iran's son, or a more democratic government in there, which is really hard in the Middle East, but let's go with that. Tomorrow morning, you don't have terrorism in most of the Middle East being funded by Iran.
Nope.
You'll have the dismantling of a nuclear program without having to negotiate it. You're going to have a trade routes opening up amongst other nations. You're going to have prosperity.
So are you telling me? You telling me the Saudis, the UAE, and Qatar is going to have to pay for that out of their own pocket now? Wow.
No. Well, listen, UAE doesn't support terrorism, Stuart. So let's not do that. You know. And listen. You could say what you want about Saudi and Qatar. I'm not going to give it to you for UAE from what I've seen and what I've experienced with them. But in terms of, I mean, think about it. The United States took out Maduro. That was important for the oil. That broke Iran. That broke China and Russia. Now he's talking about Greenland. Breaking Iran is in the best interest of the United States. Breaking Iran is in the best interest of the world. Breaking Iran is in the best interest of the Iranian people. So what am I missing in this formula, Stuart? Who's going to do it? Yeah, JD Vance is an isolationist. He doesn't want to do it. He's the Tucker Carlson disciple. He doesn't want to get into other countries. But if you don't do something, guess where they're going? Into your country. And right now, the United States is filled with criminals, terrorists that have walked in the door, thanks to Mr. Biden, amongst other open border policy. And these are terrorists funded by Iran. Now, if you could get rid of that, if you cut the head of the snake, and you get rid of these mullahs and you get rid of these people, life could be good. But I know what they're going to say. We have no right to go into another country and topple another government. So then let the people do it. How do you empower the people to do it? Because the people want it. But when you're being shot by the IRGC in cold blood and no reaction, no pushback, I'm sorry, I see no leadership in the United States or in the West for that matter. And those crickets are also coming. Oh, by the way, beautiful words from world leaders. We condemn the actions. I love those words. We condemn. Wonderful. What's it doing?
Well, David, it's that time. All right, everybody. I'm cutting David off. It's that quarter hour. It's history. And you know what else I'm going to tell you? This podcast has come to an end. This concludes another episode of the Rant Network. Still appreciate you joining in, your continued support, your passionate comments that we've been seeing lately. We appreciate it. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern, David and I will take down another topic. Who knows what Wednesday is going to be? David, say goodbye.
I'm arguing with the people of Iran, people.